Good afternoon and happy Thanksgiving. I'm Father Time and I'm new to the Prison Architect community. I'm here today because it's a lot easier to just create a video than it is to try to explain my issues and show you the features that I'm trying to add to the game. Um, through video. So what I'm going to do here real quick is run the game, show you some of the changes I've made, and then show you some of the difficulties I'm having, and then go to the code side real quick and just show you what I have, which will also be part of the forum post that this video will be uploaded to. So yes, here let's get started. So if we run Prison Architect, one of the first things you'll notice is there's a starting objective that didn't exist before. So if we zoom in, you'll notice up in the upper left-hand corner, there's an objective of hire a lawyer. This I have in there, it's temporary. It's because I'm trying to figure out how to use triggers. Triggers are one of the issues that I'm having that we'll get into later, but just for now, notice that that is actually there and it is an achievable goal or objective. So if we go down and let's just go ahead and meet some of the requirements, that way I can show you some of these code changes. So we'll just have them start building rooms while I talk real quick. We'll fast forward this so they move a little bit faster. Staff doors, just plop, plop. We only need 2 for this demonstration's sake. Let's get some desks in there. Let's get some chairs in there. And then let's get some filing cabinets in there. Excuse me. So another feature that I've added is, like a lot of the other things have, is a new grant. It's the execution chamber. That's exactly what this entire mod is based on, is getting functionality to the execution chamber. Essentially, I just want to make it so that a configurable menu, you can choose what offenses give them the execution chamber and how many of it, but when that occurs, a priest character, which you'll have to buy through the staff menu, we'll add priest right here. Once you purchase him, he will walk to the condemns room, bring them to an execution chair, and execute them. That's the goal of this. So if I now just go ahead and finish these up, rooms, office. Okay, finish that off. So now if I accept this one, all the help text and everything is correct. I've put that in there. So construct an execution chamber, purchase an electric chair, and successfully execute a condemned prisoner. So when we accept that, we get $10,000 as a start part of the grant, and there's $60,000 that we can get in total. $5,000 for building the chamber, $5,000 for the electric chair, and $50,000 for successfully condemning somebody. So if we go in here and we buy the warden, that'll allow us to start researching law so we can get the lawyer, which will allow us to trigger this. So while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and do this other part of it, which is build the electric chair and blah blah blah. For time's sake and just for the video, I'm going to go ahead and make it all one room so we can get through this. So we'll put a door on it. Utilities, actually let's go ahead and put the electric chair first since we're in this menu. And then we'll go to utilities. We have to put down the power plant and a capacitor because the electric chair sucks up a lot of juice. Oops, wrong item. And then let's wire it. So let's get rid of this grant menu. Now, as soon as we successfully build the electrocution chamber, which we haven't done yet, we have to build, declare it as a room. Here it is right here, execution room. So once we've done that, notice we've successfully completed that task. Now we're down to 55,000 that can be earned. We just got 5,000 of it right there. So the other 2 are not functioning yet. Those are 2 other objects that I need assistance with, and I'll show that in the code. But for now, they do exist, and they just, for this one, I've got the code in there. I found it, and I'll show it, but for whatever reason, it is not functioning. And for this one, I need assistance understanding how the flag system works in this game. Okay, so we have this going. Legals takes a little while, so we're still going. For now, let's just, I've never built a kennel, so let's just, for giggles, to kill time. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's do it, yeah. Doors. Kennel. Oh wait, I can't because I need to research other stuff anyway, so that's not happening. But luckily we only have about 2 minutes before that is ready. You guys do a good job. Look at that. Lightning fast. Lightning fast. Alright, let's see. What should we put in here for giggles? Let's let them play pool for a bit. Lounge around, watching some tube. Call their homeboys. Play in a sprinkler. Why not? You guys just keep them busy. If you can't give them something productive, give them something to keep them busy. Alright, come on legal system. How much longer do we have? We're getting there, we're getting there. Working hard or hardly working, guys? I think it's the hardly working. I don't know, they're busting their butt. Look at that little screwdriver go. Alright. Working hard. Definitely working hard. So, I want you guys to pay attention to this hire a lawyer objective. As soon as this is about to finish, so now that it's finished, we have the capability of buying a lawyer. As soon as we buy him and place him, this will go away. So, that little ching and the fact that it went away tells you it was accomplished. So, that objective is successfully completing, and it is functional. So that's important to what we're about to look at a code. So far in game, that's about it, guys. This is only 1 day's worth of development, so you know, there's not that much to show you, but it's a lot easier to visually give you a demonstration. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. Hopefully the video is still recording. I think we had issues with this last time. But so now that I go into here, the two issues that we had were that, well, there was the two with the grant, and then there was the other one with the triggers. Now I have the triggers commented out because if I even put it in there, it just crashes the game. That's what the problem is. The way triggers work, which if we go into, I can grab this code right here. Actually, I'll just grab the crate as well, and using Notepad++, we can find all calls to it throughout all of the directory that is the source code for this game. So if we go into here, you'll notice that the way triggers work is you create an objective and you give the objective a name, and then that trigger is you give it a name, which is, if you notice here, is the name of a function. So it's the function that you call when trigger is met, when the condition is met. And then the condition is an objective that you created, which is created right before it. So basically the setup is create an objective, create a trigger that has a function name, its argument, and then with that trigger assign it the objective that you created. And once this objective is triggered, it will complete this trigger, which will then call this function. That's the functionality of it. So that's exactly what I have here. If I go to create triggers, that should call this function, which then creates a trigger, which is called test trigger, which is this function right here. So when this condition is met, it should call this. And then the condition that I'm trying to meet is the hire the lawyer, which is this objective up here. This objective is functional. You saw it in game. It was there at the start of the game. Once we purchased the lawyer, it was met. The condition was met. So this is successfully triggering. So this, in theory, should go off with it, but I can't even, and it's this line in particular that's causing the problem, because if I comment this out and just have the creation of the trigger, it still throws errors. I've tried a lot of different combinations. So that's where I need help with one, is if anybody understands how triggers work. That would be great. The only thing I have noticed is that in grants they're never used. They're only used inside that death row scenario. So maybe that's an issue, is there's a superclass or something in the core of the game, that the compiled actual prison architect file that only those file scenarios extend off of the trigger and game class or something like that. I don't know. So that's a question for anybody who knows how to answer it. Then the other issue is with the grants. Excuse me, the execution chamber one specifically. The one is the power of the electric chair. So what this is it's a grant that I've set the parent to this main one. That's how you set it as an objective of something else, one of the sub achievements. So it's in there, and what it says is require object on, and this is the name of an object, electric chair. So I'm just saying electric chairs in general. I don't think that works. I think I need to either specify the first one that was created, or I don't know, name it. I really don't know how it works. So, because again, what I can do is grab this code here, use this to search for, oops, use it to search for all instances of it, and the only time it's ever used is calling this object. Now, I've noticed that that's not anywhere in any of the source code in the LUA files. What I eventually found this in was in the deathrow.prison map file, in the constructor of all the stuff that's being built. One of the blocks that they add is hard-coded and named. So that's the only way I've seen it, is maybe it has to be the physical name argument of an object, which if that's the case, how do I name an object? So that's a whole nother issue right there. And then last but not least is for this one, flags. Basically what I want to do is, I don't know if these flags are the game itself, so like your instance of the game, I set a flag to it, like so flag. I don't think so though, because I know that I didn't finish that thought there, but bear with me. Because when I do this and look around, I know as a fact that there are ways to set flags to specific objects. Like I've seen in the prisoner scenario that you set I forget what his name is, Harold or whatever, the NPC that commits the murders, you set shackled to true. So that is able to put the handcuffs on one individual character. But then in other instances, I've seen it like here, object require flag. It's using it on a target zone, like an area. It's looking to see if an area has power. So it's hard to understand how it works. And inside my grant, I try to just use it to where I set a flag to the warden character. That didn't work. I think it crashed it. Because basically what I want to do is, if you have a warden, with that warden, set him to call him an executioner. And as long as you have that, that meets the term of that contract. If you lose your warden, in the new one you buy won't have it, so you won't meet that term anymore. You have to kill someone again in order to get it back. So I liked the concept, but it's not working in the way I expected it, or hoped it would. So basically, how do flags work? How do we work with these require object on variables? Is it have to be named? And if so, how do we name objects, or how do we get the name of objects? Another thing I'd love to know is how to grab specific prisoners. Like I want to know what the conduct of prisoner number 3 is. Another thing I'd love to know is whenever a prisoner commits a crime that changes their conduct level, like so they've gone from, or like they committed a murder, so like an action when they kill someone. That would be great if anyone knows how to do that, but that's not related to any of this. That's further down the road. So in short, that's the short and short of what I'm putting together here. I hope that it has made sense. Basically this is just a mod for the community. It's just for me, for giggles, because I like the idea of the electric chair working. I'm sure they're going to release it soon, so I know this mod will be obsolete, but it's just for now, so we can all have some fun with it and zap some unruly prisoners. I hope that someone out there has a little bit of knowledge on this stuff and can assist me. And thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. I hope everyone has happy Thanksgiving. And again, I am Father Time. Have a great day.